Welcome to Sage Audio. Today we're looking at how to mix a song start to finish. But first, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com to receive a free mastered sample of it. The best mix session routing. I've covered this idea a couple times, but it really does make a huge difference when you're mixing. First, group like instruments together, color code them, then change their output from stereo output to a bus. All of the drums will go to one bus, all of the synths to another, etc. So the signal is routed from each individual track down through the channel fader, then these multiple signals go to the auxiliary track or bus, and then these multiple bus signals collect at the master output. This gives us multiple points at which we can process signals. We can affect the individual instrument or the instrument bus depending on what we're trying to accomplish. Let's take a listen to the mix that we're working on today.
Give it time, give it time.
Find and attenuate problem frequencies. With everything routed correctly, let's start finding frequencies in each individual track that we don't like. These might be plosives on the vocal or some scraping on a guitar, it really depends. Essentially, find any frequency you don't want to amplify and attenuate it with an EQ. High-pass filters work well for attenuating plosives and hum, bells for a moderately sized frequency range, and notch filters for very specific problem frequencies, like maybe a click bleed. Let's take a listen to it.
Give it time, give it time.
Real quick, for exclusive advanced videos, future plugin presets, samples, MIDI packs, and more, join with the link in the description and become a member. Establish levels with faders. When determining levels and when mixing in general, a lot of engineers overuse the solo function, which can cause big issues for a mix. In short, how an instrument sounds alone is rarely, if ever, how it's going to sound with other instruments due to phase relationships between the multiple signals. With that said, use your faders to achieve a decent balance between your various instruments. This is going to be changed later on, but it'll give you a decent idea of what's important in the mix and what's more supporting instrumentation. Let's take a listen.
Give it time.
Compress where needed. Now that our levels are roughly balanced, we can hear if one instrument is getting buried in some sections of the song but cutting through in others. This is a good indication compression is needed. This is typically the case with vocals, and it's the most common instrument that'll need compression. With that in mind, let's quickly control the vocal. I'll introduce roughly 4 dB of attenuation to control it, using a moderate knee and a 50 millisecond release to ensure that the vocal stays detailed. Granted, compression is a lot more complex than this, so look into some of our other videos for more details. Let's take a listen to the vocal being compressed.
Give it time, give it time.
Saturate, distort, and excite. With the frequency balanced and our dynamics controlled, let's start amplifying aspects of the mix with saturation, distortion, and some exciters. These all share harmonic generation in common. Depending on the plugin or hardware, different low or high frequency harmonics will form, amplifying different aspects of the signal. For example, an exciter creates high order harmonics, in turn increasing clarity. In this mix, I'll also use some tube emulation saturation to create a strong second-ordered harmonic, which is great for achieving a warm sound. Let's take a listen to it.
Give it time, give it time.
Start processing buses. At this point, I'm happy with my dynamics and the frequency response of the individual instruments, so let's make it all sound better by processing the buses. Since we're affecting all instruments in a group at once, this will create a cohesive sound amongst the instrumentation. For example, I'm going to add tape emulation to my drum bus. I'll drive the input a little to achieve some compression and mild distortion. Also, this tape plugin affects the frequency response, so that will shape the entirety of my drums as well. I typically find I'll also use a mid-side EQ to perform some stereo imaging and get better control of my bus's frequencies. Let's take a listen to the changes that we've made on the buses.
Give it time, give it time.
Create and time room and ambient reverbs. Using the bus send from your instrument buses, we'll set up a couple of reverbs. The first is a room reverb. This will emulate room reflections, be it a studio, practice room, etc. The second will be an ambient reverb, which emulates a generalized space. I'll send each bus to both reverbs and blend in the signal using the channel faders. Then I'll time each reverb to my BPM to make it sound more musical. Using the formula 60,000 divided by the BPM, I find that 1/4 note is 500 milliseconds. So I'll make my room reverb 500 milliseconds or half a second, and my ambient reverb 1 second. We can use additional sends for delays and other needed modulators. I'll then reassess individual tracks and see if one, maybe the vocal, needs some additional, maybe longer reverb. Let's take a listen to the reverb that we introduced.
Give it time, give it time.
If you're enjoying the video, please hit the like button since it really helps us out, and subscribe to stay up to date with all of our latest releases. Finalize levels, make needed changes. The effects we used most likely changed the volume of various instruments, so unless we compensated for the change of each effect, we'll need to rebalance our mix. The buses come in handy here since if we want more or less of one group, we can easily accomplish this. Additionally, we may find that some of our processing reveals other unwanted frequencies, or maybe not enough of other ones, so we can alter some settings at this point in the mix. Let's take a listen to the changes that we made.
Give it time, give it time.
Automate effects. Lastly, to add some creativity to the mix, let's introduce some automation to our effects. For example, let's increase the wet-dry amount for one of our saturators in a particular section of the song on the drum bus. This will temporarily make the drums have more saturation. This is a simpler example since you can automate just about any function of any plugin that you used. So if you want a bell filter on your EQ to sweep from low to high, you can do something like that. Or if you want your reverb to become 20 seconds long before jarringly cutting down to 1 second, that's also a possibility. Let's take a listen to some of the automation that we created. If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com to receive a free mastered sample of it. Also, join and become a member for exclusive advanced videos, future plugin presets, samples, mini packs, and more. Thanks for watching.